Shows a similar MO, right down to the glass door broken by something hard, like a rock. The cell phone stores aren't the only ones that pay the price. Most times, thieves try to sell the stolen goods to people like you.
A lot of people do shop on the internet and buy from different websites and so forth, or buy it from a friend or a friend of a friend. We see that kind of activity quite often where, some people just, when they buy the iPhone, a brand new $600 iPhone for $50, don't think that's a problem. That's a good deal. But it becomes a real bad deal for them when they go to try and activate it.
And it's not just receiving stolen property you have to worry about.
Because when that person that has bought it goes to activate it, it's not going to work. It's going to show up as stolen.
We wanted to know what you can do to make sure you don't buy one of these hot cell phones. So we asked Beaver Creek Police. They tell us the answer is simply a matter of going with your gut.
And the one thing I would just say, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true.
And officials say that not only are these two thefts likely related, they may also be related to other crimes last month. If you know anything that could solve these cases, give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 222-7867. Reporting live, Alexa Ashwell, 2 News, working for you.
And we have now learned the name of that man killed in a lawnmower accident over the weekend. We've been in touch with the Greene County Coroner's Office, who tell us that 64-year-old Daryl Phelps of Steubenville died on Saturday. Officials say a lawnmower overturned into a creek in the 2200 block of East Spring Valley, Paintersville Road in Greene County. That accident remains under investigation.
Care Flight is called to an industrial accident in Piqua. This from our partner Mike Ulrey at the Piqua Daily Call. Someone from Plastic Recycling Tech on North County Road 25A reported that a pallet weighing more than 1,000 pounds fell on a man in his 20s. He is expected to survive. His name hasn't been released.
And it is make or break time for Miami Township Police. Next week, voters will decide on a levy that provides half of that department's budget. Megan O'Rourke is working for you, going through the numbers live in Miami Township to tell us what's on the line. Megan?
Mark, the chief tells me the first thing to go would be people. He says if the levy doesn't pass, layoffs would be inevitable and ultimately service would suffer.
It's do or die now, I guess. We need our own police department.
For lifelong Miami Township resident Judy Dickey, policing is personal. Her grandfather helped found the department, and over the decades she's watched development and what she calls a growing need for police.
I think we need to support the police department.
But with that pledge comes a hefty price tag. The Miami Township Police Department is asking voters to pass a $5.25 million property tax levy. I crunched the numbers, and that breaks down to an additional $160 a year per $100,000 in home value, providing the department with about $3 million a year. Chief Chris Krug says that's money he needs to operate the department.
If it fails, we're going to be in a situation that layoffs will be imminent.
Krug tells me half of all sworn and non-sworn personnel would be let go. He says response times would increase, services would be cut, and the community would ultimately suffer.
It's very much a reality. By law, I cannot spend money that I don't have. And if this levy passes, we won't start to see any of those funds until January of 2014.
In the meantime, the department is using reserve funds, but that money will run out. And despite the township's continued growth, police don't get any taxes from new businesses like Menards until their debt toward public infrastructure is paid off. So in the meantime, that money has to come from somewhere. But even supporters like Dickey have concerns.
Things cost a lot nowadays. We need more money. You know, the individual person needs more money to survive nowadays. So in a lot of ways I can understand it, and I'm sure just like any government entity, there's waste that could be cut there.
Now, there is a big grassroots movement happening here in Miami Township tonight with supporters going door to door hoping to get people to support police. I did do some checking and did not find any organized groups against the levy. Of course, though, the true pulse of the community will be heard next Tuesday when all those ballots are counted. Reporting in Miami Township, Megan O'Rourke, 2 News, working for you.
And Miami Township residents will also have to decide on a fire levy as well. At 3.5 mils, it's expected to bring in more than $2 million annually if it passes. Broken down, that means about $108 for every $100,000 of assessed property value. And the 2 News team is already busy working on our election night coverage. Tuesday night next week, you will get up-to-the-minute results on WDTN.com. We will have numbers from every race, every precinct in the Miami Valley. In fact, WDTN's digital director told me this afternoon, if it's on the ballot, you'll find it on WDTN.com.
A new report shows a record number of deaths from accidental drug overdoses in Montgomery County last year. And we've learned one drug in particular is really to blame. Jordan Burgess live with a look at what health officials are trying to do to help get this problem under control.
Soon you'll see posters like this one popping up in places around the county. Health officials tell me they hope they work to get the word out, because just as use of one type of drug seems to be falling, another is reaching epidemic proportions. Now, the report unveiled today shows 162 people died in the county from accidental drug overdoses last year. That's 32 more deaths than in 2011. The rate is higher than any other urban county in the state. Now, if you dig inside those numbers like we did, they show fewer have died from prescription drugs as it's become harder to get them. But the number of deaths from heroin has nearly doubled. Health officials want to bring attention to the problem with some posters. They're trying to reach those most likely to accidentally overdose, white males between 25 and 54 with a high school education or less. Now, I went to ground zero of the fight, North Dayton, which is included in the zip code with the highest rate of overdoses, to ask what's behind the increase.
Maybe it's something, they get depressed or something. It's very addictive.
We still don't know exactly why we would be, the highest or the second highest or among the leaders, in Ohio. But we do know that we need to make sure that people are aware of the problem.
Now, those with the coroner's office say some of the county's high numbers compared to the rest of the state could be because its testing is better in overdose cases. Even so, the rise in deaths from year to year has public health officials here hoping people get the message. Reporting live, Jordan Burgess, 2 News, working for you.
And teamwork helps to make the Miami Valley a cleaner place to live. Next year on 2 News at 5, we show you why it works and how you can join the fight.
And the power of proofreading, how a typo nearly brought Capitol Hill's plan to eliminate FAA furloughs to a screeching halt.
And remembering the dreams of a young Kettering girl who never got to see hers come true. Coming up new at 5:30, helping others in the name of Erica Baker.
Well, it took all the way to the end of April, but finally spring weather out there today with lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. No risk of severe weather here over the next 24 hours. As a matter of fact, tomorrow should even be warmer than today. And once again, we're expecting a lot of sunshine for the first day of May. I'll have all the details of your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Hello? You're watching 2 News at 5 with Mark Allen, Katie Hewson, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis. 2 News at 5 continues.
2 Dayton siblings are being commended for their hard work to stop illegal dumping in their community. Meteorologist Tara Hastings shows us what's working in the Miami Valley.
Well, according to officials, there are 1,000 illegal dumps across Montgomery County. Not only can they be an eyesore, but they can cause a health hazard as well. And for one brother and sister, they were tired of their neighborhood becoming a place for trash. It's a pretty spring day, but a closer look down the alley of Burton Avenue in Dayton shows an ugly side. Trash litters the backyard of this vacant home, and the garage is bursting at the seams with scrap tires.
It really is a big problem, and I get complaints daily. And sometimes it's just, it's a small dump site that maybe it's trash that someone didn't want to dispose of properly, or it could be construction demolition debris.
And the complaints are turning into results. In March of 2012, siblings Justin and Crystal Western saw a man dumping tires onto a yard near their home.
There was they had a truck and a trailer, and then they were just kind of throwing them off into piles.
Justin grabbed his phone and snapped these pictures of several men trying to unload more than 100 tires in the backyard of a vacant home on Linda Vista Avenue. His sister Crystal called police.
It's just frustrating because it's it's just, yeah, it's messy, and you would hope people would take care of what they have, and I mean, even though it's nobody's property, we have to see it, and we don't want to see trash. Just like you want trash in your house, you don't want trash around your house either.
Their efforts led to the Montgomery County Environmental Crimes Task Force's first prosecution. Arande Clark was sentenced to 5 years probation, 100 hours of community service, and a $1,000 fine. Justin and Crystal are hoping their actions spread so there's less eyesores like the one on Burton Avenue.
It's unnecessary. There's trash cans all around. We have a trash system in place.
And if you see anyone illegally dumping, you can call the Montgomery County Environmental Crime Unit at 225-HELP. Regional Dispatch will answer the call. Now, dumping just one tire is a felony, and I did some checking and found Montgomery County residents are able to dispose of up to 10 tires per year for free at the Solid Waste Transfer Station. Reporting live, I'm meteorologist Tara Hastings, 2 News, working for you.